Hello, this is Tori with LANDiO. We have a new 164-acre ranch near Rawlins, Wyoming with county road frontage. The property borders BLM land along the entire west and north boundaries, and the BLM land along the north boundaries has a creek flowing through it. In addition to those incredible attributes, the property also has breathtaking views of the Ferris Mountains to the north and Haystack Mountains to the east. And then you also have these hills to the south and southwest. So here we have the property boundary outlined in green, and you can see that it has this road frontage of this county road that runs just through the northwest corner there, which provides amazing access to the property. This road is called Buzzard Road. It's also known as County Road 497. And then here we are showing the BLM land, the 640 acres that borders the entire west boundary, and then the 640 acres that borders the entire north boundary. The elevation of the property ranges from around 6,570 feet to about 6,450 feet. And you can see the elevation increases along the south and southwest as you then go up into the hills there. So this elevated portion provides a natural layer of protection and privacy. And then here you can see Separation Creek, which runs north and south through the entire portion of this BLM land that borders the north boundary of the property. There's also a pond here on the BLM land. This is a highly desirable attribute to have this creek flowing through this BLM land that the property borders. And then here's the topographic map showing Separation Creek as well. Here it runs east to west, and then right as it enters this BLM land, it makes almost a 90-degree turn and then goes north and south through this entire section of BLM land. And then here we have the layer turned on for the BLM land, which is yellow. You can see how that creek flows through there. This is an aerial photo from the property looking at Separation Creek, and then here's Buzzard Road. You can see how it passes over Separation Creek. So this would be the creek flowing through the BLM land that the property borders. And then here you can see some actual recent photos of Separation Creek where it crosses under Buzzard Road. You can see the water there and all this lush greenery. Here you have these reeds growing. So this is a magnet for wildlife in the area. So if we go back to reference this image here, this is where that photo is taken. So this is Buzzard Road where it crosses Separation Creek, and then there's where those photos were taken. So this is still on the BLM land. This 640 acres of BLM land bordering the north boundary of the property is a total of 1 square mile, which is a vast amount of land. And then you also have the 640 acres here, and that extends up into this ridge. And you can see that the high point here for that ridge on the BLM land that the property borders to the west is about 6,750 feet. These are Google Earth terrain views. This is south of the property looking north. Now we're east of the property looking west. There we have Separation Creek pointed out. Now we're north of the property looking south. So if you can imagine, this would be the BLM land that the property borders along the entire west boundary that extends up into these hills. And then here we are west of the property looking east. And again, there's Buzzard Road, County Road 497, going through the northwest corner of the property. There's the pond on the BLM land, and there's Separation Creek. In addition to having that frontage along County Road 497 through the northwest corner of the property, that road then takes you directly to Highway 287, which is to the southwest. And the distance from the property to Highway 287 along County Road 497 is only 3 miles. And then once you hit Highway 287 here, it's only about 16 more miles, and you're right into Rawlins to the south, which has a population of around 10,000. You head north on 287, that takes you directly into Casper, which has a population around 60,000. Then you have these mountains, Whiskey Peak, you have Green Mountain, Ferris Mountain, you have the Miracle Mile over here along the North Platte River, the Pathfinder Reservoir, the Seminole Reservoir, and Seminole State Park. You have the North Platte River down here again as well. So the property is surrounded by hunting, fishing, water sports, and other kind of outdoor recreational opportunities, in addition to over 1 million acres of public land. And then this is Highway 287. We're looking south, which would take you directly into Rawlins, and these are the hills to the south and southwest of the property. Now this is Highway 287 looking north, and then this is Buzzard Road, which is also called County Road 497. And then here's the intersection of Highway 287 and County Road 497. We're looking east, and the property is just going to be down this road just 3 miles. And then here we are again looking down Buzzard Road to the west. So Highway 287 is just going to be up here. As we talked about the Separation Creek being a magnet for wildlife in the area, this area is considered the pronghorn capital of the United States. Pronghorn antelope are just all over the place. There was one on the property when our photographer was out there, and there were lots of fresh wildlife droppings. And here we're looking at the elevated rock formations on the southern portion of the property. And then here we are looking west at the hills and those rock formations. And then here's a closer look at those rock formations along the southern portion of the property. And the way these rocks have kind of separated over time, it almost looks like there'd be perfect bricks for like building materials. And you can see here that someone long ago had just kind of stacked them up at the peak of one of these ridges. This is an aerial view looking west at the hills along the southern portion of the property. This photo is up from the higher elevation point on the property looking at the Ferris Mountains. This is a great example of the big sky you'll enjoy from the property. Here's another photo looking at the hills to the south and southwest. And there are multiple survey markers on the property. Here's a photo showing the native vegetation. There are also some flowering cacti in bloom. This is a neighbor just to the west along Buzzard Road. You can see there are other nearby landowners that have developed their properties with homes and ranches and cabins, showing those in relationship to the public land. This is referred to as a checkerboard pattern, where every other section, which is a square mile, 640 acres, is public land, and then every other section is private land. So it creates this kind of like checkerboard pattern. These are satellite images of some of those nearby developed properties. This is a landowner just to the west along Buzzard Road. Here's a ranch to the southwest. Here's a neighbor to the east. You can see they have a home right here. Then they have a corral with which appears to be a barn. Here's another ranch to the southwest. Neighbor to the west, they've got a couple structures here, and then also what appears to be a corral and some sort of barn or accessory building right there. And another ranch to the west. So from the property, you're only 19 miles to the city of Rawlins, which almost all of that is on Highway 287, so it's a real easy, quick drive. This map is showing it to only be 28 minutes from the property into the city of Rawlins. Then in Rawlins, there's medical care. You'll find groceries, supplies, building materials. There's a feed store, restaurants, professional services. There's even a Walmart Supercenter in Rawlins. The Wyoming Game and Fish Department has a lot of good information about hunting in the area, and they have these maps. So we've identified the hunting area the property is located in. For antelope, it's in area 62. For elk, it's in area 111. For bighorn sheep, it's in area 17, which you can see there's only a few areas in Wyoming that are designated for bighorn sheep. And then it's in area 87 for deer hunting, in area 8 for mountain lion, area 11 for pheasant, area 1 for sage grouse, and then area 5 for wild turkey. Then you're also just about an hour and 15 minutes to the Seminole Reservoir in the Seminole State Park. The Seminole Reservoir is desirable for fishing and water sports. It's over 20,000 acres. Then you also have the Pathfinder Reservoir. Pathfinder Reservoir is over 22,000 acres. Then you're also close to the Miracle Mile along the North Platte River, and also the North Platte River's Fremont Canyon. Then you're only about an hour and 48 minutes to Casper, Wyoming, which has a population around 60,000. Just under 2 hours to Laramie, Wyoming, which has a population of over 30,000. About 2 hours and 47 minutes to Cheyenne, Wyoming, which is the largest city in Wyoming. It has a population of almost 100,000 people. Just under 3 hours to Fort Collins, Colorado, and then just under 4 hours to Denver, Colorado, which Denver and the metropolitan area has a population of over 1 million. We've sold a lot of property in this area of Wyoming, and this is the only large parcel of 160 acres or more that actually had county road frontage through the property. Add that with the incredible views, the varied terrain, bordering the BLM land along the entire north boundary with the Separation Creek, and then the BLM land along the west boundary. This is truly a one-of-a-kind property. So we have this 164-acre ranch priced at just $75,000, which is only about $457 an acre. All the property details are listed here on our website. There's no HOA, there's no HOA fees, there's no covenants, no restrictions. The property is located in Carbon County's Ranching, Agricultural, and Mining Zone, which they just refer to as RAM. You can see there are several ranches and farms nearby of varying size. And the property taxes are only $173 a year for the entire 164-acre parcel. Another thing to know about Wyoming is it is the least populated state in the entire United States, and there is also no state income tax in Wyoming. We also have the distances to nearby cities and points of interest, along with the GPS coordinates, over 100 photos, and this interactive map. If this property fits what you're looking for, please go to our website and click on this Buy Now button. What that'll do is add a deposit of $499 to your cart, then click Checkout. Once you click Checkout, this window will appear where you can enter in all your information, then continue through the checkout process. Once the checkout process has been completed, we'll receive an instant notification that your $499 deposit has been made. We'll then take the property off the market, send you over a simple one-page purchase agreement, and arrange for the balance of payment. The $499 deposit is credited towards the purchase, and we cover all of the closing costs. If you have any questions, our phone number is on the top of every page of our website. That number is 713-597-7670. That number also receives text messages. We have this live chat feature here on our website where you can communicate with us in real time. If we're not available for whatever reason, please send us a message and we'll respond to you at our next availability. We also have this contact form here on our website, or you can send us an email directly. Our email address is hello@landio.com. And as always, we really appreciate you taking the time to watch this video and share our website and our properties with all your family, friends, and colleagues. May God continue to bless you and your family.